Do you know what secretly turns me on?
I'm not sure.
Watching you sleep.
Okay, so somnophilia?
No, I just like seeing you quiet.
You're about to be very quiet. You're about to be very quiet. You're about to be very quiet. Hello! Welcome back to
What's Safeword?
I'm Am.
I'm Mr. Christopher.
And today I'm feeling curious.
About what?
What'd you get me for my birthday?
Curiosity killed the pup.
We've done this type of episode a number of times now, and every time we ask you about some curious kinks that you might have and find a bit taboo and hard to talk about. And so we have this forum online which has now over 3,135 different entries from you guys about secret curious kinks that you've never shared or can't share easily.
And in that forum, we've seen everything from eyeball fetishes to drilling teeth.
And that forum is still open down below in the description. So add your curious kinks anonymously, of course. We do not track your names. But we are now offering to track emails in a separate forum if you would like to get updates whenever we do these kinds of things, whenever we do special merch drops, or there's just general announcements, because sucks at doing announcements whenever we post stuff as well, so.
And this is gonna be important going into the future so we can stay connected.
So without further ado, let's get into your secret kinks. What are you guys into?
I love, see, it's like opening presents.
Woo. Daddy, can you do your best cat impression? Meow. oh, too good. And the first curious kink says, okay, so I don't actually think that this is weird, but I am like really into it when people wear animal ears. I don't know if it's quite pet play since I don't find the leather mask attractive, but I like the fluffy cat ears, dog ears, or just shaped ears, and it's just really hot. I don't really know how I'd bring it up in the future with partners, though, since the other lesbians in my community are usually relatively vanilla.
So they're a lesbian that likes to see cat ears.
Well, have I got something for you?
Oh God.
Ooh, is this doing anything for you?
So I have the opposite reaction to seeing people with ears on their head. It looks like a club kid who forgot the rest of their costume.
What?
Exactly.
I'm having a silent disco over here.
I don't know. It
The silent fisting disco?
It reads young to me.
I mean, I think it's fun. It definitely gives like raver energy, but
That's why it reads young to me.
the whole cat boy phenomenon though, I don't know if you've seen that.
Is it like Batman? Cat boy.
No, but there's a lot of cat lore, and especially in anime, manga, and a lot of those like animated movies, you see the phenomenon and the motif of like cat boys anthropomorphized in tons of anime and cartoons. I think it's something that comes over in our like comics and pop culture, but it's also like ooh woo meow meow, like kawaii.
I think this is more your generation than mine.
Well then, explain Cleopatra.
She had cat ears?
Well, in ancient Egypt, cats were revered, and there were lots of spirits or even like gods that looked like cats.
Oh, cat eyes. I don't want to have sex with Cleopatra either.
No, but would you want to have sex with a sexy, muscly cat god? Ooh.
No. So you're making this the queen of denial.
What'd you call me? And I especially love that cat boys online, at least defined as Urban Dictionary, usually refer to super slender gay twinks, and they may enjoy dressing up seductively as a cat and taking on a persona of cats as a sexual fantasy. More cat. Would you say this is a weird kink?
Oof.
I'm sorry, you have horse hoods and ears all over the
but-
place?
yeah,
Really, you're gonna...
I have hoods with ears on
Sorry,
them.
I can't hear you past the hypocrisy.
Just the ears kind of creeps me out. I don't know why. But God love you. I'm glad you enjoy it.
I think it's pretty normal, personally.
Okay.
Hey, Dad, do you have the time?
Actually, no. You took my phone.
Well, you better stop.
Okay.
Because this next one has to do with time, and it's called Chrono play. This is how they've opened it. They say their
Chrono
secret
play?
kink is Chrono play.
What's Chrono play?
What do you think Chrono play is before I read it?
Well, obviously it's something about going back in time.
Not quite. It says, it's the idea that someone can control and manipulate time, and it's incredibly hot to me. Most D types, or dominant types here, learn how to do things like invent their own way of counting when delivering strikes pretty early, and this is a similar concept. Stopping and starting a metronome, for instance, removing any indicators of time, including natural light, can be fun, giving a limited time to do something, using time to build tension. It's essentially sensory play and deprivation with a personal internal clock.
Okay, I get this because I do use this technique sometimes. Like, I will tell a sub, you have 2 minutes to, and if you don't, you're not allowed to. And so just the stress of that will make them usually. And as they get to the end, you start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
See, I didn't clock this one. I didn't see this one coming.
Also, you know, you do that sometimes with a long-term play, like being put in a sleep sack and a hood, and you lose track of time.
Yeah.
What the hell's time stop?
Well, it's just like this. And then whoever's in charge is able to like touch and feel and tickle, and they don't move. And that's part of like the DS. And then I would be like, okay, anyway.
Because that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it makes sense if you were listening. You just didn't see or hear at the last 30 minutes.
Never listening. I'm hearing a lot of this, and I want to...
Anyway, I think this one's really fun. I think this one is a lot of creativity involved. It has to do with imagination, but this one's, I like this. This is fun. Next
Hear more of this.
This next one starts out with, oh, bother. What do you think it's about?
People who bother you.
No, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh kink.
A person with a shirt on and nothing else is way hotter than nothing at all. Okay, this is, I thought they were gonna go into something else with poo.
Because they, no. Because they can see your honeypot.
It goes on to say, I would even say a person being fully dressed with nothing over their butt or genitals is amazing too. It's even better if they are casually just in that state. A bunch of people hanging out with everything hanging out. I know it's not very taboo, but felt the need to say it.
I get that. I think a half dress. It's like clothed men, naked men. That's a kink, right? So this is half naked men. Why not?
CMH&M.
Right.
I don't want to see any more H&M.
I don't want to see any H&M.
Now I want M&Ms.
Not H&Ms?
If I could be H&M while eating M&Ms, that would be nirvana.
Well, you could be half naked right now. No one would even know.
I am.
Or how about, while we're on pop culture and media, this next one says, and is titled, The Inside Out Dad. It goes on to say, The Inside Out Dad. Period.
That doesn't sound good. I don't want to be inside out.
Wait, have you never seen The Inside Out Dad?
No. What is he, a superhero? Oh, from the movie Inside Out? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you were talking about this person being inside out, so like their guts are exposed.
No, The Inside Out Dad.
Oh.
Who, very much, he gives Gooner energy, and looks like our friend Jonah Wheeler. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, he's got that big stamp.
He's very popular online, and people do appreciate seeing all of the...
Oh my god.
People have a wild imagination. Or how about this next one that's just labeled potty humor? I like to worship guys while they're sitting down on the toilet. I'm not into poo.
You're not into Winnie?
Sisters?
See the kink a few kinks ago, but it goes on to say, but for some reason, the toilet bowl just has an amazing, really masculine and vulnerable but embarrassing position. So I'm really piggy when it comes to sweaty guys sitting on the toilet and letting me service them. Love to clean the bathroom as well for this reason, as it's a hyper-masculine experience. In the end, it has to do with sense more than anything, even if the idea of being in a place as dirty as a toilet bowl makes for a great fantasy scenario.
Yeah, this is actually a common kink. Why do you think they invented rim seats?
Well, for that express reason. I think that there's tons of pornography out there with people just licking toilet seats, servicing guys.
Yeah, I've done some.
And I feel that people get so in their own head about taboo kinks like that, they can't wrap their head around it because the toilet seat's too big. It's just too big. Can't get it all.
This is a gateway kink.
What is it gateway to?
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
And actually, it could be a very clean experience if you have a tushy.
With today's sponsor, Hello Tushy. If you've never heard of Tushy, they are an at-home bidet system that takes literally less than 10 minutes to install.
How to put this shit together.
And I know that because I watched you try to do it, and you don't like reading directions, and even with that in mind, all it took was a screwdriver, a little bit of patience, and just a little cup to catch some water in if there was excess water from your toilet.
Which I was very skeptical. I thought it would have to be plugged into the wall. Doesn't use electricity.
It really does change the experience, not only of bottoming, but cleaning out as well.
And your underwear will thank you.
My favorite part, besides using less toilet paper, is Tushy comes out with brand new seats constantly, and they just came out with the brand new Wave and Oasis with front and rear washing to make sure you clean all those hard to reach places. And they even have a quick release button to remove the seat for instant deep cleaning.
So, if you would like to have some happy underwear as well as a happy butthole, every Tushy bidet comes with a 30-day hassle-free return and 12-month warranty. It's risk-free, and you can join over the 3 million real pooping humans who have made the switch to a cleaner and more confident butt. By trying out Hello Tushy for a limited time, our listeners get 10% off the entire order with offer code WATT at checkout. That's 10% off your order at HELLOTUSHY.com with promo code WATT.
Thank you, Tushy.
For sponsoring today's episode. Please check them out in the link down below and let them know that we sent you, because then they know that you're supporting us, supporting them. On to the next kink. Speaking of the inside out dad and gooning faces, this next one says, give me gooning face. What face would a gooning face look like? More tongue. More tongue. Even more tongue? And then cross your eyes, look up, but keep your face in the same spot. Oh my god, perfect. So, with the rise of popularity of gooning, I tried to dip my toes into the gooning pool. It was a whole new world, and at first, I found it enjoyable, but as the time went on, I realized I wasn't really into getting into that letting go, as one might say, and the whole experience was very much uncomfortably embarrassing. After getting off, not in a hot way. So I realized it's not me gooning that gets me off, but seeing others goon. Gooning from the third person, if you will. I love a man who knows what he wants and isn't scared to express his weakness and or love for it. So, I guess I'm the imposter of the gooning community? No. So the act of gooning can be very embarrassing because you look dumb, you look stupid, and that's why people are so into it. It's a degrading, dehumanizing, and very devolved nature. The gooning marketplace, millions of dollars out there. And you know what? Okay, I need you to stop. And you know why?
Because they look stupid?
COVID.
Oh, okay.
Gooning was very much an underground kink until COVID came out and people found out that they had to make engagement.
Because they had all this time.
Yeah. And they could do it online.
Yeah, that's true. I love gooners. I think it's great.
Love pink.
I look like a gooner half the time.
True, and you're not even trying.
I'm not even trying.
But I think it's a very normal kink that's becoming even more popular online, especially as people get more comfortable in their sex and sexuality, and I love to see that.
Same.
People are always in the comments of these videos that we do, and they're like, hey, I'm into that too. I'm also into that. That's not niche, that is me.
So the comments on the video, can they connect?
Go in the comments, leave a comment of something that you're into from this video. I would love for you guys to connect online.
Love pink.
And then maybe meet online.
So our videos are now hookup apps.
That's not what I said. This one says, I have a tongue kink. Like monster tongues turn me on so hard. For example, Venom is the hottest creature when it comes to the tongue. I want that alien to lick all over me. Hey, put that away.
So isn't this the same as what the fuck? Dude.
What?
Isn't this like that octopus one where the tentacle porn?
Do you know who Venom is?
Venom is the
We are Venom.
yeah, he has that black, melty, oily face, and yeah, it's one of those shows you like.
Daddy, let me lick your
lick
my tongue.
Okay. It's like having a slobbery dog lick you.
Hot.
No!
What? It's showing affection. It's showing that it likes you. It's showing it wants to corrupt you.
It's sticky and gross.
And it's so fun. You love wet and messy things, don't you?
This is hard to answer because I like spit in the mouth, but I don't like saliva on my skin.
What if the spit was black and it starts to
even
invade
worse.
and make
Even
you
worse.
dumb?
So this
and
is just
stupid
gunge porn now.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, there's actually a term for this too. While researching, I found glossophilia, which is a fetish where one is obsessed with another person's tongue, whether licking, sucking, or simply sticking it out. No, not back to the cats again. No. I think this one's very popular, very hot, very real. A lot of people are into Venom and that kind of gooey nature of some of the monsters. Monster fuckers are all up in this form.
One of the best sex I had was early on, and it was this guy who, while penetrating me, kept licking my ear with a really heavy breath, and I like that.
And I like that.
Okay, the breathing's a little weird. Are you choking? Are you? This next one is all about age play. And it says, I recently started playing with someone and things have gotten really great. And she subtly started telling me during scenes how much she loves when I act all innocent, wear cute or frilly things, and blindly trust her. That was how I found out I was really into age play. Side note, I've definitely been in denial about it for years due to the very judgmental friend group who would pick and choose which kinks were morally right. Exhausting, honestly, with people like that. So age play is a role play, of course, where somebody plays out a different headspace or a different age. Of course, always consenting adults. And sometimes people get into like the diapers. Sometimes people just get into like a nice headspace where they color or they just enjoy that space and that dynamic they have with someone. But it also does go around with like bratting or even just like wearing cute frilly things that might not be of your age.
Okay.
But within that, age play also covers like dads and daddies. Like the porns that you're very well known for is age play.
That's where I thought you were going with it. It's like, you want to see grandpa porn? I'm there.
Age play has such a wide range, ironically, because...
Don't shame me for my weight.
What part of that was shaming?
You said wide.
I was talking about that ass. Ooh. Turn a negative into a positive. You'll never know. Gaslighting. I need you to stop smothering me, okay?
Where are the diapers?
No, okay. Next kink, which leads into that was a segue. Because the next one's about smothering. It says, I'm not exactly sure if it's taboo or not, but the thought of somebody practically smothering me under them and even leaning heavily against me is super hot and makes me melt instantly. Like, if I'm leaned against, I get really submissive. It's one of my favorite things, but I haven't really met anyone with this feeling, nor have I really figured out if it has a name or not. Thank you for providing this forum for people to kind of air it out in the world.
Sure, I think that's actually a common one. Haven't you, like, forcefully kind of just pressed your body on someone as you're kissing them? Like, put your arm across their chest as you're, like, holding them, pin them down. People melt when you do that.
Absolutely. And I love when a larger, more thick daddy, like, is on top of you. You feel that full weight.
Yeah, you do.
I'm all into
Yeah, you
okay,
do.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you
Oh, okay.
do.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you do.
Oh, you're crushing me. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And a few lines down the forum, someone even said, I have a crushing kink. I can't watch hydraulic press videos without getting hot under the collar. And I love pressing my whole body weight on my partners and vice versa. As long as you're treating that person with respect and you're loving who they are and what they're providing, body, yada, yada, and all, crushing kinks are totally fine.
Yeah.
Though, there are controversies around crushing kinks.
What's the controversy?
Well, some people, maybe like the second person here, like to watch things getting crushed. Like there was that whole bread crushing with your face trend during COVID.
There's one guy on the YouTube that goes around in just a jock shop and crushes tin cans with
are
his
into
boots.
that.
Yeah, it's
And
hot.
there's like object crushing as a category, soft crushing for like some things that aren't hurting them, and then there's hard crushing, and we're really against the crushing that hurts anything or anyone without consent, so don't do that. But crushing is very popular, very popular. Or how about this next one that says, I'm a mattress humper. I enjoy grinding my dick against my mattress or a sofa underneath me, probably more than just using my hands when I... For years, I used to have a big wet stain on my sheets, and then I would just roll over and sleep on my back on them. Well,
That's common.
That's
common. I think every teenager has done that.
I'm not shaming, but I am saying, come on, you're gonna have to, come on. maybe put a towel down so you don't have as much of a mess cleaning up. That's kind of where I'm like, oh, well.
Yeah, I still to this day love basketball.
And whenever I come sleep in your bed, I always have to make sure I change the sheets. This one just says evil corporations. It's pretty strong anti-capitalist, so the idea of evil corporation that enslave, brainwash, and control unsuspecting job applicants is deeply appealing to me. Helps to add some suit and tie fetish interest as well. Have you seen Severance? Have you seen Severance?
No.
Have you seen Severance?
No.
This person, go watch Severance.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
So they want to have sex with the corporation?
They want to have sex with Jack from Jack in the Box. Absolutely. No, they want all of the stuff we've been talking about already. Mind control, devolution, like being dressed up and controlled in some way. They want to be taken control of by an evil corporation, umbrella corporations into...
I feel like that's what's happening. I'm not
this
sure that's a
person's
kink.
Very turned
Oh
on.
my God, you must be so happy with the world right now. Jesus.
Daddy, are you wearing shoes right now?
I am not. I'm in my socks.
Okay. Well, you better go get your nice shoes because
Okay.
this one says, my curious kink is a pair of black patent leather Oxfords. The smoothness of it, the reflection of the shine they give off, the sun and the nighttime lights, the sound of the patent leather giving their subtle squeak, which would sound like... My first time noticing this kink was when I was young, watching the movie Hook when they were trying to steal Peter Pan's shiny shoes off of his feet. It's giving major first-time vibes for me personally, even to this day. My favorite thing to do when I get busy with a guy wearing them is rub on them, caress them, and his shiny shoes are just in my fingers. In parentheses, it then says, Chris, I've seen you in a pair of these shoes. You should wear them more often. Aww. Would you say that you're into this?
No, I don't get it at all.
I mean, you look so...
Don't touch.
Oh, okay.
Oh my.
I'm gonna have to I'm putting my foot down at this one. Have you no soul?
No, I get it. You know, I'm into boots, but there are a lot of people into dress shoes as well, and socks, and footwear, and fetishes. Like
boot blacking. Shoe fetishism itself is a huge one. So feeling that this is taboo is odd, especially when like we look at like the STD pandemics and epidemics back in history, was when foot play and foot fetish exploded because these were seen as still kind of sexual and pervy, like phallic objects, but they weren't going to give you an STD. And there's actually a study by PubMed in one study conducted by A. James Gianni and Ohio State University that said that there was an increased interest in feet as sexual objects and was observed during the Great Gonorrhea epidemic of 20th century Europe and the syphilis epidemic of the 16th and 19th centuries.
Interesting.
With the global footwear brand boasting a staggering annual revenue of $200 billion, oh, you know there's some nice imagery and zines that show that feet and that heel or those shoes. People love feet. Oh, okay, this one's new. This one says, mine is being able to regrow your dick like a lizard can grow their tails after somebody bites it off.
Okay.
It goes on to say, it's a mix of pain play and extreme form of chastity at the same time. Humiliation can be involved. However, for months as it takes to regrow.
Okay.
This is a fantasy.
No, I obviously. I mean, I don't know anyone who can regrow their dick, but so castration is a huge fantasy for people. So I get that part. The biting off of it could be a form of castration. The regrowing of it could be the way of healing. I understand it. I'm not into biting, so that I'm going to have to pass on this one.
This one's not for us, though. Pixar, How to Train Your Dragon, more like How to Grow Your Dick Back. Well, I bet that movie would do great, especially if you're toothless.
What if you gummed it off?
Gumming? Don't get me started on gumming.
Is that a kink? Oh God.
This one says, uppies. What are uppies?
They're puppies on speed.
Goes on to say, I've always loved the idea of being turned into a stuffed animal or similar toy. I've even gone so far as to make one of those suits out of a large teddy bear about as big as myself. Basically, it's gutted and the foam is fitted around the body in a shape and then zips up the back to be closed into it. And it even has breathing holes for the nose and mouth, as well as holes on the bottom and back for sexy times. Something about the objectification and bondage of it all is so hot.
Isn't that just a furry?
Well, yes, minus the fact that furries can get in and out of their suits and move around. I've seen these suits. These are like full on immobilized, like
I've
you look
seen
like a
them
stuffed
too.
animal. They're hot.
It's hot. I get it. This is just another form of objectification.
It's true, but it's also got its own word, Plushophilia, which is a fetish for stuffed animals or stuffed animal-shaped things. I have a few friends that have like full on like Pokemon. They're like Arcanine suits. They're like
You guys have shitloads of plushies.
Well, that's Plushophilia, yes.
Yeah.
And with IKEA having those gigantic bears, I've seen so many people turn them into these kinds of suits because it's objectification. It's like almost dronification in a way, but you're being treated as this like, oh, little insignificant cute object. Oh, you're horny, but you're so cute, but you're not getting off because you're just a little object. And it's very like cuck as well with some people. It's unbearable.
You're unbearable.
Thanks. Ooh, new kink unlocked with this last one that says, I have a kink that is a combo of Plushophilia and wet and messy thanks to the movie Casper. When I first saw the movie when I was a kid, Casper's uncles scared the crap out of me, but seeing Eric Idle's character, Dibs, getting covered in shaving cream did things to me. Ever since then, anything involving getting a good cleaning or scrubbing with lots of soap, sponges, shaving cream, loofahs, etc. really gets me going. I also believe there is a bit of humiliation element to it as well. And the thought of being told I'm dirty and need a good scrubbing is a big turn on.
I'm wondering if half of these secret kinks are just what people were watching on their cartoons when they became adolescents.
Yeah. Major imprinting happens when you are younger, and it does impose on you.
Turning of age
Yeah.
and what you're watching. I was watching James Bond.
And
you were watching Casper the Ghost, apparently.
No, I wasn't. I always want to show you this. I kind of get it. It's very
being covered
messy.
in shaving cream.
Yeah, and it is kind of humiliating to be shaved. It's humiliating to be soiled upon. That is a huge kink for people, getting their partner or the person they like messy.
Well, I mean, you guys grew up on Nickelodeon, Wild and Crazy Kids, and this green slime.
There's so much, and this is just my own personal hot take. People that create shows, whether cartoons or comics or sitcoms, they're so fetish coded in that these creators sometimes subtly push their kinks and their fetishes into it. I hope for the adults that are watching, it's like a subtle haha, but it also imprints sometimes in a very odd way. And I'm not mad of the kinks that I found through weird tropes that just really stood out and stuck with me, even if they weren't sexual, but it's an interesting world.
This is like pies in the face turning people on.
Which is also a very real thing.
Yeah. I used to punish with washing your mouth out with soap.
How did they enjoy that or not?
They're not with me anymore.
Well, you cleaned them out of existence? And if they like their potty mouth, they can go to the person who likes toilets, who likes to also then degrade themselves.
And you could just hook up to your tushy.
All that said, I love reading through all of these forums that we get from people, everyone's secret kinks that they really sometimes, unfortunately, feel the shame and the stigma over, as we've kind of discussed, but through talking about it, we have such an interesting conversation. I love seeing how people tick.
And as you can see in this show, you don't have to be into every single one of them, and you can still laugh at some of them because they're funny. But we're not shaming anyone.
No, we're having fun with, not at, and we're not asking, ew, why are you into that? We're leaning in like, I want to know more.
That's fascinating.
So please continue to leave those comments down below and in our forum, because whether you're into Plushophilia or salivaphilia or ablutophilia, you should always have a safe word. And today's safe word is
Slurp.
okay, well, that might not stop the scene, but okay, is that the safe word? That
Yeah.
sound, you doing that? Oh, who's a good boy? Oh, who's a good boy?
It's my venom safe
You're
word.
gooning out to your venom. Either way, again, leave those comments down below, or some of the maybe taboo things that you'd like to share and find other people that are interested in.
And if you like ringing bells, if that's your fetish, I have something for you. Go down there and ring that bell, and you might be notified of our next one.
Better ring that bell.
You better.
And or don't you dare touch that bell or else.
Or else what?
Exactly. And don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. Bye! Okay, where did you go? Daddy, come back. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna sniff you out. Ah! Oh, God.